Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here looking at all the characters from Witch from Mercury. We've got our tier list here, and we're gonna go ahead and rank them according to, honestly, whatever we feel like.
Well, the rules are, as you've seen in season 1, we did this before, and we just did I think they're S, well, I think they're B, so they become A. Well, I thought that was unfair to the characters, and it also didn't really weigh our opinions all that much. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through all the characters, but this time, whenever we reach a character, we're both going to enter a score between 1 and 10, and the combined score together of both of our thoughts is going to determine the field. And as you can see in our little overlay here, an S rank is anybody from who scores an 18 through 20, or all the way down here to an F rank, which is a 2 through 4. Like both of us must have considered them to be a 1, that sort of thing. So their ranking will be determined by both of our opinions, and we have all of these people down here. So yeah, and that way we'll also be able to tell who we'll also be able to put them in an order. So, like, this is the first best S tier person to the last best S tier person, all the way to the bottom of the Fs.
There you go, there you go.
And I guess we should do like a back and forth. Like, you read the first one, I'll read the second one, etc.
Okie doke then. So let's just go ahead and get started on the list. You ready?
Award.
Alright, our first on the list is Alya Mahvash. I believe she is one of the Earth House residents, if I recall right.
Yep.
I generally remember her just being kind of like a sweet character who's there. I don't remember her having any specific lines or involvement in anything. What do you remember?
She's the fortune teller.
She is, she is. Okay.
She also gets
So,
milk and tea.
yeah, we have the funny little bit where she's like revealing things that are complete spoilers through her fortune telling, but no one has any idea how to take it because obviously the future isn't here yet. I think she's cute. I think she's has a good characterization.
Okay. So the
I just
thing
don't
is
think she
here,
did very much.
also, don't tell me what you're going to put down until you put it down. All right?
Mhm. Okay. You got
So,
anything else you want to add?
no, I mean that's basically it. She's the fortune teller. I mean, I'm not. I Here's a weird thing. Here's a weird thing that I'm considering. I don't want to influence your opinion.
That's okay. You can't possibly do it now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, she's important to the story, but a lot of people think that she's an easily removable piece of the
Mhm.
story. So, all right. I guess enter in a score now, and don't hit enter until I don't know, like a 3, 2, 1 thing, right?
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. There we
All
go.
right.
Middle of the road.
So what I'm gonna do here is change her name to 11. Well, her name plus to 11.
Yep.
So now she's C tier.
First one on the board, right in the middle.
Yep. That just means she's average. I know on a normal list, this usually only goes from S to D, and I added F just for the really bottom case scenario. That means you're just a failure of a character.
Character did not leave any impression whatsoever. Does not matter. Get him out of here.
Yeah. So I guess high C is a very average character, whereas B is like, better than average. It starts with a B. So. Alright,
Yeah.
next up. Belmeria Winston, one of the original witches. Survivor of Anatis. Uh,
The Venatus incident.
yeah, well, I was thinking Institute, and then I just got confused in my brain if I was to say incident or institute.
Right, right. I think she had like a very fun arc. She was introduced relatively early, stuck through the entire thing, and honestly, like, is an interesting counterpoint as compared to Prospera. Well, where Belmeria is like constantly feeling guilty about everything she's done and everything that's led her up to here. Prospera is just on the warpath, and it's just like such an absolute dramatic foil, I think.
Right, and well, I don't know because we also had that other commenter from the last video that we did that pointed out that their intellect abuse So, and I remember real early on, I was constantly pointing out that Belmeria is like the better mother among the mothers in the show. However, she does kill a number of villains. So, on the
Hey,
other
remember all
hand,
the dead clone Erics? Yeah, yeah.
Eric's. Oh yeah, you're talking about the Coven. Uh, but also every witch is horrible in some
Mhm.
way. So
It there's this unresolved dark undercurrent to the entire show that, well, maybe we'll come back to that later. We're still reading the manga.
yeah. Well, the thing is the manga doesn't cover those characters, but at the same time, they're alive when they're happening.
It'll cover the context, I think.
I'm just
So,
saying they're alive when it happens, when the manga happens. So not
so
impossible.
I know where I'm placing them. Are you ready?
Yeah, count it.
Hiccups. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Hey, right there, right in the middle of A tier.
All right. Ranked 16. Next is you.
All right, this is Bessie Enrique. Who? Who is he? Where did he show up? I don't remember this mustachioed mechanic man. Can you please give me any info on him?
Yeah, he was during Ghoul's tenure on Earth. He's one of the Dawn of Fold men.
Okay. That makes perfect sense then. That being said, if I remember right, there are two Dawn of Fold characters that die. He definitely has to be one of them. Is he the one that does the suicide charge?
I mean, just about all of them on Earth. All of them during that episode died. Just about all of them
Yeah,
that
yeah,
stayed. Like the main crew went off to oversee the evacuation, and then everybody that stayed just about died, except for like Olcott.
right. Unfortunately, while I like the Dawn of Fold, the rest of it, aside from Olcott, don't get very much time to shine. So he exists. Right, I'm ready.
Actually, give me a second.
Oh,
I'm
you gotta
just
think about it.
trying to. Yeah, I was about to be really mean, and I'm just looking at everybody else to reconsider real quick. Let me just take a gander over here. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I know there's one guy who I'm going to forget that I'm hoping somebody will point out to me. I'm gonna change my answer. Uh,
Right.
hold on.
Indecisive Theta. Ooh, mm-mm.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it what it was. All right, count it.
There you go. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Sorry, I hit the plus button. All right.
There we go. High F tier.
He had one redeeming thing, which is that I actually remembered him. But I can't remember which one of them had the family that they had like folded up into the helmet thing
Mm-hmm.
that they're looking at just before they die. And I'm pretty sure this is the guy who does the suicide charge. Well, no, not the suicide. That this is the guy who fires first, who causes the entire incident to happen. Which is why
He's
low score, even though I remembered him, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't scoring him low, just because he's forgettable.
he's not the worst character in the world. He's just disposable, literally.
All right, next up, Chuatury Panlunch, otherwise known
All
as
right.
Choo Choo.
Yeah, it's Choo Choo. It's our girl. She punches people's lights out. How can you not love her? Easily the protagonist of the entire series.
I mean, arguably, people would say Ghoul was the protagonist of the entire series.
Nope, they'd be wrong. It was Choo Choo. She's
Fair.
the girl.
I mean, I mostly remember the punching scenes.
Yeah, she's just fun because she's a very different personality from everyone else. And that's just entirely just because she's coded as Earthian, which is coded as country.
Yeah, 'cause she's a bigot. She's coded as a bigot.
She's a lot of fun to be around. So
She
I already know
only
where I'm
shouts
placing her.
horrible insults at people from space, which if you color coded that for any other person, would call them a big.
Alright, I got my number. You ready?
Yeah, count it.
3, 2, 1, go. 18, our first S ranker.
Let me change the thing. Boom. Alright, you're next.
Alright, we got Delling Rembran. that lousy father. He's from all the way back in the prologue, the one who's instigated literally the entire plot by just deciding to blow up a space station.
It was an
Yeah, no, he's
asteroid, actually. Asteroid base.
yeah, asteroid base station front. I think is what they go with,
Yep.
but ultimately, I think he's a fun and interesting character. At the end of the day, I think he he grows and changes in an interesting way that is like mirroring or influenced by Miorne's own personal changes because he starts to be accepted by his daughter. He starts to soften up a bit more and becomes more willing to let her do other things.
It's fair.
So yeah, I think it was really good. It's a shame that he was literally stuffed into a fridge for half of a season at the end there. And then just appeared at the very end.
Yeah, coma. He was in a coma, so.
Right. Still, I mean, I'm gonna give him props. I think it was very fun to watch him. So, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, we literally flipped upside down.
Ah, there you
The
go.
old 96.
Yeah. All right. So that goes ahead and puts him at mid A tier.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, he was, sorry, right next to Belmora. He was fridged for a whole season almost, and he really wasn't all that there for the first season.
Uh, I think his influence and appearances are exactly what they needed to be. In the first season, he was literally menacing,
Right.
and
But
then was shown to soften over
at the
time.
same time, he's still not really there, right? He's a threat, or not even a threat. He's just a hurdle to be overcome. While at the same time, he's not like there in every episode like a bunch of the other characters are.
I think like the back half of season one, where Miorine is like ignoring Suletta, is very much the Miorine and Delling show. They are trying to relate to each other more,
I mean,
and it
barely.
comes to a head, and then he gets into a coma.
I mean, there's like one scene where she's like going over her business numbers and surprised that he answers her, and that's it, basically. It's not really the Miorine and Delling show. It's one like commercial break of the Miorine and Delling show.
There you go. So that leads us to our next one here.
Elin number 4,
There you go. Elin number 4, the quiet one.
the second least seen Elin,
Mm-hmm.
or the second most seen Elin. There's only 3 of them, so putting him in number 2 of Elins is kind of funny.
He was the first and maybe even the best. He had an absolutely amazing, basically 2-part episode focusing around him, and honestly, it was some of my favorite parts of the show.
Yeah, I had you read a whole book diatribe about him. From episode 1, I noticed he was reading a book. I did a whole thing, had you read what the book was about and how it applied to the show.
And as we all know, I am very influenced to read philosophy, so of course I went ahead and did it.
That's how in depth on the show we were from the very start. So that we
Still,
got the meaning of the show from the book one character read.
still, I liked everything about Elin. I liked his little journey and our initial understanding of what cloned enhanced people kind of are and what they're going to be treated as in this series.
Yep,
So I got my number. You ready?
count it.
3, 2, 1, go.
You're real quick with those 10s.
Hey, when it comes to the characters that I really like them. I know which ones I want to put in S tier here.
He was barely in the show.
That doesn't mean a thing.
Let's move Belmera over. As Elin 4 goes above Belmera.
There we go. And of course, after Elin, we have Elin. Elin 5 specifically. So between Elin, and Elin, I like Elin a whole lot. Initially, I liked him just for being a snarky asshole, which he totally is. But then he got his episode with Norea, and honestly, that was just like a massive flip for the character. Like their build up to that point, his attempts at escape. Like he was introduced literally as, oh yeah, he's the exact same personality as Master Elin. He's a total asshole with no redeeming qualities. He'll manipulate everyone. And at the end, he just was not that.
Well, I mean, he goes from trying to sexually assault Suletta to then literally trying to assault Suletta with a taser.
The
Then,
taser scene was hilarious. Didn't
then
stand a
after
chance.
that, trying to steal Ariel.
Mhm. So, I still have my numbers ready. Theta, you ready to go?
Oh no, give me a second. I really got to think after I've said all of that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, the Noria stuff, that is a sell. But again, he kind of gets the Ghoul start. Remember when Ghoul tried to beat a woman with a stick?
Yep.
Yeah, not a
He
real,
was introduced to literally be evil.
not evil, just a domestic abuse or
An
ah.
asshole.
All right, count it.
3, 2, 1, go. There you go. 16. Puts them right in the middle of A tier.
I think my average so far has been sevens, and your average so far has been tens.
I'm sorry, we've been hitting all the really good ones.
Yeah, who could forget about Bessie Enrique?
Who? Anyway,
I guess we'll just
there you
put
go.
him there. I don't know what we do about
Right next to
ties.
Belmeria, of course, right where they want to be.
Yeah, both Elans. It's how
How
it
do we end
works.
up with this? Anyway.
You did it.
All right, up next, yours.
Hold on a second, my thing's freaking out. God, stop it. Alright. Felsi Rollo, otherwise known as the hero of the Jeturk house.
The one to break the curse. Yes, this is true.
Well, I mean, she went off on her own after Ghoul said, no, you can't come on the mission to bug, what was his name, Ojelo, about joining them. She's the one that rushes out during the school shooting to get into a demi-barding and try and fight back and save everyone. She
Right.
rushes out to try and save people. Like I said, she's the hero of Jadurk House.
She's a very active character. I think she was fun to watch, and honestly, like her involvement at the very end was absolutely perfect. So I know where I'm gonna place her. Are you ready?
Count it.
3, 2, 1, go. There you go. Lowest score so far. And the only reason I'm doing that is just because I don't remember much of her in season 1. That's
I was
it.
about to say, she's not the lowest score so far. That's still Bessie.
Who? I don't know anyone by that name.
One sec. Sorry, my just got done editing Overlord, so it popped up and grayed out all the screens. So it's like, no,
Oh, fun.
don't talk. You won't be heard.
Do you need any time to fix anything?
No. I needed time to click all the prompts and minimize it so it wasn't covering the cameras.
Okay. Ow, ow, ow. I gotta get to. Alright. So, I'm ready. You ready for the next one?
Yep.
Alright. Up next is Feng Jun, introduced episode 1 as random smuggler here to take Miorine away. Eventually, she gets hired to pilot Miorine's ship and then reveals that she's also a secret agent. Just chilling in space, investigating for Sal and trying to stop a war. For a character where the focus isn't really on her, she's doing a lot of stuff that pushes a lot of things. Our main antagonist, Prospera, has to literally send an assassin after her at the end. Just to try to stop her, and doesn't succeed. She's really cool. I kind of wish there was slightly more of her.
Hmm.
What do you think?
I'll tell you after we do the thing.
Okay. So, I'm gonna go ahead and think of a number. What number do I want? I know what number I want. Right, ready?
Count it.
3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, a 6.
You always rank him high. Well, overall 14.
Top B tier, though.
Yeah. The thing is that she's a... Sorry, zooming out here. She's a weird one. She is like, of the two, right? Guston and Fang. She is positioned for us to be like the first one that talks, the first one we get introduced to. She talks to Miorine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for some reason you just said Prospera fails to kill her even though she's dead. So Prospero didn't fail to kill her? She's dead?
No, she's alive. The other one died.
No.
Jalil died.
Who's Jalil?
Or the one you just mentioned, her partner.
Guston is alive. He's the one at the end. What are you talking about?
I know Gustan's the one that died.
No, Guston is the one that goes with Belmora to Quiet Zero. Guston is with them at the very end. Guston's with Belmora at the graveyard at the very end. We talked about it in the wrap-up last time.
I feel like I'm blanking. Maybe I went to a different universe here. I saw the Berensteins, not the Berensteins.
Okay, here's the scene. I'm going to paint it for you here. Three of them are heading into the pod to head towards the Sal base to get permission to do whatever the fuck they're doing at the time. First one that walks in, Guston rather. Second one walking in is Belmora. Behind her is Feng. From around the corner comes Godoy. That's his name. I'm not making fun of him. Around the corner, he starts shooting. Feng puts herself in the path of the bullets, takes the shots. We see that because blood is going in the air, and then we see Feng doing this. She then shoves Belmora into the room that Guston is already in, and tells Guston to get her where she needs to go. Then we see the door slowly start to close as Godoy passes by the doorway, and we hear a couple more shots. Feng is dead.
I'm still under the belief that I have changed dimensions here. That's all. I believe you, and I believe myself, and I don't know what to do about it.
Okay,
But
here's the
still got her on the
question.
board.
Here's the question then, Griff. Where is she all the last few episodes then?
On vacation. I don't know.
You remember the last two episodes where they're contacting the Sal with Delling on board? Who's piloting that ship, Griff? Here's
I swear
a hint.
it was
It's
her.
Guston. Guston is piloting that ship. And once again, I even told you in the previous wrap-up that Belmora and Guston are both visiting a grave, and I told you I believed that grave to be Fang's because both of them were wrapped around that character.
All I'm saying is don't trust my terrible memory. Anyway.
I know.
You got the next one here.
Yeah, Godoy Haimano, who I just mentioned everything that I know about them, really.
So I guess it's up to you to place where they are on the list. He kind of really is just the silent assassin. He's an accessory to Prospera. He's a gun. You've seen Iron Giant, right? I'm sorry, what did you say?
Why were you laughing at what I said if you weren't even listening?
Because I was giggling at my joke.
You weren't making a joke. You asked me if I saw a movie. What's the punchline of the joke, Griff?
Because Iron Giant, like, you are not a gun, is literally the catchline of it. And here's a man who literally is nothing else.
I'm pretty sure the catchline of Iron Giant is, I am Superman.
No, that's the finale statement.
Yeah, that's the one everyone remembers. Anyway, just count it. Just count it for the number.
Alright, count it. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey! Look at that. So,
there's a hidden backstory behind Godoy. I'm pretty sure I'm not saying his name right either. But the fact that the Suletta knows who he is, because she's like, hey, Mr. whatever your name is, whenever he shows up. So.
Alright, that leads us into our next one, which is Golneri. She's one of the 4 Peel girls. Sisters, CEOs? What do we want to actually call her group at the end? They're just the CEOs.
They're co-CEOs.
Right. It's a cute little coven. They all have the exact same style, which I still find hilarious. And when it comes to them, I really only think about them as a group. So let's go ahead and zoom in. She's kind of she has the more oval face here. Where is she on this list? I want to get a close up of her just so I can take a peek.
How did you read her name and not know where she is?
No, I have a separate page open so that I can click on the images and have a full screen size of it.
Oh, I just assumed
not like the icons here. But let's see. What do I remember from her? I think she was actually the sassiest of them all, wasn't she? I think the 2 very slender ones are more action oriented or like doing more of the talking, but she just kind of exists there to like be very snarky. And you know what? I support that.
I don't know what to say to any of it anymore after you gave me the whole Fang Guston thing, so...
All right, what's your thoughts about Golden Area?
Well, you'll see as soon as we hit our numbers.
Sure thing. Why not? Let's go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that puts her at a 7, middle of D tier.
Yeah, I don't know
So,
why you said she was better than average.
because I think that's where I put a lot of my own, a lot of the characters. If
She
I think
never
that they're a perfectly
talks.
good character, it's 5.
She doesn't say a word throughout the entire show.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure she says stuff.
Nope.
I'm 100% certain her mouth is moved.
Yeah, you're 100% certain Fang is alive, so what do you want there?
So ultimately, I'm probably going to say a lot of her CEOs, they're probably going right here too.
Yeah, of course, because you think they're better than average. Somehow
5
they...
would be average. This is below average. Hello?
Bessie did like 100 times more than Gulnari ever did, and yet you ranked him lower than the person who sometimes isn't even in the scenes with the rest of the CEOs.
There you go. All right, so up next.
Gristan Dimbali. Dimbali. Gristan Dimbali.
This is definitely another one of the Earthians in the Dawn of Fall that dies, isn't it?
Well, we've already gone over that all of the people that were on Earth during Ghoul's stay on Earth died.
They show up for the one episode and die.
Right.
Well, I think I know what I think about it, but Theta, you got any further thoughts?
No. Let's go ahead and count it.
3, 2, 1, go.
You're just not willing to pull the trigger. You're only willing to pull the trigger on 10s, not on 1s.
I gotta have a character that I hate.
No, see, if you hate a character, that means that they had enough screen time for you to hate them. I mean, at the same time, I guess it is opinion, so...
Right, this is entirely an opinion poll. Anyone out there who thinks that this is like some objective ranking, you're wrong.
Well, no,
This is the best character in the universe as determined by objective fact. No, we're just going by our guts.
No, I'm going off of the facet of you would rank somebody you hate lower than somebody you don't know.
Yes, correct. I need to have a good reason to really not like them.
Okay, I gotta figure out something real quick, something to defeat myself from what you are already doing.
You don't gotta play a metagame.
I'm not trying to play a metagame. I'm thinking to myself, I need to figure out who my 10 is so that I don't think everybody's a 10, right? I need to form some sort of scale in my mind.
Oh, right, yeah, you just don't have any reference point. That's understandable.
Yeah, I need to figure out who the best character in the show is so that I can then form some sort of scaled distance away from them to thus rank everybody else.
There's a lot of good choices.
Oh, I already know who my number 1 is. I've said it all throughout season 1. Alright, I'm ready.
Alright, up next is, you know him, you love him, Guel Jeturk. Our man at Jeturk House after him. Honestly, I think he is an absolutely perfect character. He starts at a real low, he grows throughout the entire series, and honestly has the entire unrequited love arc for him between him and Suletta is basically kind of the glue that keeps him coming back, I think.
I think the real unrequited love between him is with him and Felsi, because Felsi's the one that gives him doe eyes all the time in season 1.
And he keeps ignoring her until, of course, later.
Also, I do appreciate that once again, woman abuser is your perfect character. This is not the first time.
That's what makes him a great character. He stops doing it and recognizes he was wrong. You can't get better than that.
Perfect character, shoves woman to ground. I appreciate this. It's not also the first time I've said this in any show for you.
I know.
In regards to a character.
I know, you love doing that to me, but he does punch out Elin 5. That's what really matters.
Look, I say a lot of stupid shit too, and I get called out on it. So it's just funny to be able to do it every so often. Because you go high energy on a character and then forget, or not even, just completely disregard the fact of...
I gotta make my sales pitch, and I sure have. I'm ready. How about
That
you?
the ghoul character would also fit in like a 1940s Southern movie.
Ready?
Yeah,
3, 2, 1, go.
everything's a 10 for you.
Yeah, you got anything you want to follow up with?
No, he's a good character.
There you go. Guel Jeturk, absolutely fun main character. Totally nothing wrong, did nothing wrong. Yep,
Let's
absolutely.
see. Gotta switch. He's now the number one character on the list. Alright, we go down a row.
I'll be honest, I'm gonna watch you like give Suletta a 9.
To the guy you think is dead, so it's gonna be real interesting to rank this.
Yeah, man, he just dies to like a couple bullets, you know? Oh, what a terrible character, really. Zero
Ironically,
out of
this
10.
dude never got shot to begin with.
This is Guston Parche, by the way. The other Sal operative hangs out with Feng Jun the entire time. Feng Jun was the talker of the group, though, wasn't she?
Up until season 2, where she dies, and then he has to
Up
start
and
talking. You don't remember?
exactly.
Do you remember when they're all around the table and Suletta's explaining that I'm not really her daughter? Well, I am, but Aries is, and I'm like a
Uh-huh,
replica.
uh-huh.
Yeah, he's in the room.
I thought Feng was in the room.
He is in the room listening to the conversation because he's there to get Suletta to either talk to her mother or pilot the Caliburn. He's the one that shows up to have this conversation.
Alright, so I know where I'm putting him. I'm ready. You ready?
No, hold on. Uh, that's a tough call. He's really not that busy in the first half of like season 1. He's just a
Mm-hmm.
background guy. But then he takes over after Fang dies. So, but I already said Fang didn't really do that much either. But this guy does. Okay, I'm ready.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. 5 and 7 puts him at 12, right there in B tier, right next to Fang.
Yeah,
Oh, a little lower.
I went a little higher because he does more than Fang. Like Fang gives out all the exposition,
Mm-hmm.
but he does all the action. Well, I mean, he does the action in that he gets the other people into the action.
Right. They are still a pair of characters. And he's not a complete blank slate at the very least.
Right.
Up next though, who we got? It is Henao Jazz. The girl with light purple hair and a very bored expression.
Is that purple you?
Uh I think it's blue. Maybe it's like more indigo. It's possible.
I have a hard time telling. I just have realized that Ghoul's hair is pink. So
Yeah, I bet I could probably get like an official answer for you here on RGB values if you really wanted to.
that's what I did with Ghoul's hair. I found out Ghoul's hair in the bright lighting is exactly the same color. It's in the same color family as Choo Choo's hair, which is I can't remember. I told people it was, but that was
Dropper
2 days ago,
tool.
I think.
All right, our RGB value says blue.
See, I
It
was even
is
just looking at Nika's hair down here, the back side of it. That's clearly blue. And maybe Roji's hair is like purple or a dark blue. I'm not good at it. Sarius's vest is obviously blue.
yeah,
So
so definitely
it's
more of a blue gray. So that's enough about her hair color. What about her?
you tell me.
Um, was she one of the dueling council members originally?
Nope.
No, I think she's just part of Jeturk House then.
Nope. I'll also tell you
Nope.
that we never really lost any members of the dueling council, except for
They just walked away, is all.
well, no, they just weren't always there. They were
Mhm.
the dueling council was always the same people. It's like having
Right.
the student council, right? They're always the same people throughout the show.
Right. In that case, I think that just leaves then she's one of Shaddiq's harem, and I think we were discussing this last video, she's actually the one who gets a happy ending and a partner.
No.
No, dang, different light-haired, blue-haired girl. Damn it.
Well, you were right
Alright, I
about
can't
Shaddiq's crew, but you're wrong about who she is in it.
in that case then, completely blank for me. Not a single clue. Theta, let's go ahead and fill in. What do you got?
Well, no, I like this new thing that we do where you tell me who you think they are, we do the score, and then I fill in with whatever I think afterwards.
Sure thing.
It seems like a working combo. That way I'm not influencing you. I'm
You don't
not...
gotta worry about it.
I know, I don't have to worry about it, but I do.
Alright.
Hold on. Let me think. God, based on what I've previously said for other characters. Yeah, okay, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh,
That took a big hit. So, why is she so high
that's
up on
unknown.
yours?
She's basically like if Shaddiq had a secretary. Hold on, let me move her up. If Shaddiq had a secretary, do you remember when they're trying to move Sargus out of the school? And that's during the Guel
Hmm.
Shaddiq fight? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the one doing that. Also, when Shaddiq is trying to take Gundam, we had God, what is her
Do you
name?
mean leading the fight? Do you mean shooting people? Or do you
When
mean
so
wheelchairing Sarius out?
she's wheeling Sarius out, and as she's in contact with
Okay.
everybody, she's like the middleman. She's even dressed up in one episode in a suit with her hair like professionally done, doing shit for Shaddiq when he is doing like business stuff. She is important. She's as important as Fang and Guston are
Hmm.
story wise, in that she is a minor role character who gets like 2 scenes to step up and really affect the story.
They are they are agents for a character who has more focus. All right. Up next then, you go.
I guess technically, yeah. You've done one of mine now, and I just listened to you do yours.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep track, and honestly, if I don't remember, I just do it anyway.
Yeah, which is working for me. Ireesha Plano. She's one of Shaddiq's girls. I think she's the gymnast one, the one that was stretching out in season 1 before fights.
Huh. Okay. I remember a couple of Shaddiq's crew who were very much going on about relationship drama in the background, but that's not this one.
Nope.
So,
This is
yep.
the one that gets a happy ending.
You know what? I know exactly what score I'm going to give, and I know exactly why.
Can you tell me now, or are you gonna tell me after?
I'm going to tell you after. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Fuck you, man.
Look, I didn't
Oh,
remember very much, but you know what? I'll give her exactly 1 point more for proper physical fitness.
yeah, it's just who you're willing to give good scores to and who you're not screwing me over.
Oh no, the side characters are going down in ranking. Oh no.
Oh, you don't remember this whole conversation we had early on in season 1 about you
Mm-hmm.
not remembering side characters?
That's right. Still going, baby.
That's you.
All right. Up next is Jalil Li Naranja. I believe he's actually the second primary character for Dawn of Fold.
No,
No, not at all.
not at
Well,
all.
well, what then?
I guess it really depends on what you think the second primary character is of Donald. And most
That'd
people would
be
agree that's not this guy, though.
wasn't it like Orochi? I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember what the actual
No,
name
that
was
is
right
one
now
of
on
the
the
bad
fly.
guys from Naruto.
Right, right. No, but it's the O name. Where is he on this
They're
list?
alphabetically ordered. I made sure of that, so you're probably looking at your own
What?
list, which
Where's my alphabet? Olcott. Olcott is the other one. Uh, I thought those two were a pair. Or they
well,
are in the same scene on Earth in the same office with Olcott making the final call after Naranja there gets the call. Am I right or wrong? Is he or is he not Donna Fold?
if they're a pair, then which one of them is the second important one? I just want to know that answer before I answer anything else.
Alright. I'm not ranking them.
You did. You said, is he not the second important one in Donna Fold? As
Yeah,
if they're a
Jali
pair.
would be the second important character. They were up on the image board displayed earlier of all the characters. I'm not imagining this. They're there, I
Oh,
swear.
all I'll tell you is you're wrong.
No, never mind. That was a thicker, fatter person. Never mind.
Yeah, there's a comment I really want to make, but I know I shouldn't.
Alright,
It's
so where does Jolly fit
entirely,
in?
I'd say it's entirely related to the RGB conversation we had a little minute ago, though.
They're
That
both wearing red shirts. That got me.
yeah, that's the mistake you're making.
So, he's not a kid. He's not with Donna Fold. Where the hell is he from?
He's from Downfold.
I hate you. I literally asked you. God damn it, he's getting a 1. I don't care.
But you
I hate
didn't.
him
You
now.
didn't count
You
it.
did it to me.
You didn't count it.
You did it to me. You
That's
did
fine.
it
I was
to
giving
me.
him a 1 anyway.
How dare you? How dare you question me, sir?
What? No, you
All
were
right.
wrong though. He's not the second guy. I answered you correctly. What do you want? You are conflating this guy with some other guy. The second guy is further down on this list. This isn't even the first guy.
Well,
I
we'll
gave him
get
a
back
1
to
because
it.
I don't know who the fuck he is. He is Downfold though. I know that.
Probably the other one who was probably involved in the
No, he's
fight there. Oh, we
basically
have
like
3 of them.
he's basically Gristan Dimbali, right? He's just one of the Downfold guys, and just ironic that we've got all 3 Downfold people in 2, 3, and 4 that so far have been on the list.
They just didn't feature that much, unfortunately. Up next is Cal, another one of the Peel CEOs. She's there. You got any input on that, Theta?
Well, I don't
She's
know.
there with them.
You gave them all personalities. Why don't you tell me what this one's is?
I actually remember the least about her.
Well, she's the one you described moments ago about having the wide face, the oval face. You said.
No, I was describing Golnera, the one you said was silent as sassy, and then
No,
I
you
now
then.
don't know what's true or not, but I don't remember her saying much.
Yeah, you said the other one was sassy, and then you started describing the oval-headed one, which I think
See,
is the
Golnera
only.
is the oval-headed one.
How is Cal not the oval-headed one?
Alright, rotate your vision 90 degrees. It'll make sense.
Then rotate it another 90 degrees and tell me how Cal's not the oval-headed one.
Still, I'm giving her a 3. I don't care.
You gotta stay within our spectrum, Griff. You gotta count it out.
Look, I know it's not going to affect your opinion. Put her in there, into detail.
Right,
Get her out of here.
but we got a system going, man. You gotta stick to the system. Now tell me who Kamil Kaysink is.
He's got his student suit on, but he looks like a really older student.
This is why I need you in the Double OF manga reviews.
Oh, yeah?
There's a character in there whose code name is Echo, and he keeps getting called Old Man. And I'm like, this guy has to be like 19 or 20. What is going on here? Kamil here, I know who Kamil is, so it's very confusing for me to hear you say he looks old. So
He looks more like a senior student than he does like one of the younger ones that we have to deal with.
if it helps, I believe he's second year.
So basically like where Suletta is too, but age is weird in that school, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, based on time and shit.
I don't remember Camille, unfortunately.
Here's the thing. I'll give you a couple of hints here before
Sure.
we do the score. One, we had the same conversation last year. Or I
Of
guess
course.
6 months ago. One
I'm
of those two.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 6 months wasn't a year ago, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Age is funny that way. Two. Did I say I would give you 2 hints?
You said 3.
I didn't say 3. You're making that up now. That goes in the same bucket as Fang is alive.
Well, give me as many hints as you feel like.
Well, I'm trying to give you a hint that actually doesn't help you. It's my problem. The fact that you
give me
had
one
this...
that does.
All right. He is attached to a group that's comprised of 5 different people.
He's not on the dueling council, is he?
I was hoping you would say he's not one of the Shaddiq girls, is he?
No, Camille looks like a Shaddiq girl. So that just kind of leaves
Ah.
Jeturk House or like one of the random ones.
This dude's a real chameleon, sticking right in there in the middle of the Shaddiq girls.
Yep, nope, just don't remember him. Theta, go ahead and do your spiel.
I'm gonna go with that. Count it.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ah, you suck.
What, you're not telling me anything about him. You're
yeah.
not selling me.
I'm not trying to sell you. This isn't a sell you thing. This is, hey, remember all those characters in that show that we watched? What do you think of them?
Hey, it's supposed to be a discussion. It's all good. So, who is Camille to you?
Hold on, I'm moving him. I'm guessing.
Moving
God,
on
I
in.
want to put him above Godoy, but I guess we're just doing it in the order that they are. So he gets below Godoy by order of
Order of
alphabet.
operation.
Yeah, no, he's the guy who I used to joke about being missing. Back in Jeturk House, like when Ghoul was working out in the workout room
Uh-huh.
that we saw twice, maybe at most. I want to say once during an episode and once during an end episode credit thing.
Hmm.
Uh, he's the one working out with Ghoul when everyone shows up. And well, he turns out he was never actually missing. Every scene that we ever went to, where the mobile suits were in the hangar, he's part of the hangar crew because he's a mechanic.
Huh. Okay. So literally background.
Not literally background. He he's been there a lot, which makes him. God, I don't know. Maybe I ranked him too high.
All
I
I'm
don't know.
gonna say is when we're watching Rurouni Kenshin and we get another background character looking at a pose, I'm giving them a name. And I'm gonna ask you to remember that for the future.
Look, if at the end of Rurouni Kenshin we feel so strongly about the show that we do one of these, and you remember everybody in Rurouni Kenshin, go for it. Have at me. At the same time, I'm sure that Rurouni Kenshin is filled with enough people of the week people that there's gonna be way too many to remember versus all these people which are in the show all the time.
I mean, I'm still willing to give you the title of background guy. So, speaking of background, we have Kenanji Avery here up next, who shows up kind of late season one, if I remember, after, of course, the prologue, where he literally kills Prospera's husband.
Yeah, killer of dads, saver of teens, a beater of
And then he
children.
just shows up later, hangs out with Ghoul and Bjorn for a while, and solves the mystery entirely on his own. Or, well, basically puts it together very quickly alongside
What do
Ghoul.
you mean on his own? If
I'm
that
sorry,
kid
yeah, I
wasn't
realize I was
talking,
being too over the top
yeah,
with
the
that.
kid had to talk to Ghoul first, and he just overheard the conversation with Ghoul because he was there.
He put it all together, realized the conspiracy. I mean, he's still a cool character here. But I feel in my own heart that we never resolved the "oh, I killed your father" kind of deal.
Well, it's probably because Prospera was getting paralyzed completely, so she's like
Mhm.
doesn't have the chance. For all we know, she's like completely paralyzed in her wheelchair, cursing at everybody.
I mean, it's the sort of character I would have expected, like, at an early point. Prospera would drop on by, be like, oh, you don't remember me, but we met long ago, and be, like, coy about it for a while. And then as the scene is ending, he's foaming at the mouth because he's been poisoned, and Prospera is just, but, like, and that was for my husband, and then walks away or
So you
something.
think Prospera is Putin? I mean, it follows the same question as like, why did Prospera not kill Delling all the times that she had instead of working with him? Where at the same time, even Rajan thought Prospera was going to try and kill him.
Right. So, yeah, my thesis is he has potential that was untapped, but he did get a good showing. So, I'm ready. You?
Got it.
3, 2, 1, go. Hey, look at that. 15, all the way up there in A tier.
Yeah, he's also a funny guy.
Oh yeah, like once we actually start getting to know him, it's like, oh hey, he's actually kind of cool, huh?
We got all that dad killing.
Yeah, he inherited all the dad energy.
All
And
right.
up next, we got Lauda Neill. Lauda, the brother to Ghoul, adopted but still basically brotherly love. Oh my gosh, just his journey too is absolutely hilarious. The way he has to deal with the Jeturk curse, where he's constantly like scraping to get attention, trying to win, mugging at other people all the time. And just like season 2, by then he's at the start of it, he's already a complete wreck. I feel so bad for him, and I could understand him just breaking at the very end. And of course, getting into the Gundam is points for me. I think he was an amazing character.
Yeah, he Shinji'd it.
You got anything to add?
I will after we score.
3, 2, 1, go. Hey.
Let me move him around on the field, and I'll have things to say. Is he bottom of the S
Yeah,
tier?
bottom of S tier right now with Choo Choo.
Yeah. A lot of people hate him, but he has a very he has a journey. I think I mentioned it a lot. Like when he's walking down the hallway. When he's walking down the hallway here at the bottom of my camera. that he's hearing people shit on him, basically. Wishing that Ghoul was around to run the company. And all throughout that, he's like, I'm supporting my brother. And, like, he takes control of the company. He runs it into the ground. he, uh, he puts off a date, with the girl that has a thing for him just to support his brother so he can take the mobile suit out and, be in the ship with him. You know, just in time to hear him that I killed my dad speech.
The unfortunate phone call, yeah.
Yeah, he's always there, always supportive, just of the wrong people. Well, I mean, not the wrong people, just he's very antagonistic to the wrong people. But even at the end, he's like, look, I don't forgive you. And I've heard other people like, for what? But I don't forgive you. But if my brother doesn't come back, I'll forgive you even less.
Yeah, no, it's such a good line. I think the best way to put it is, in the most affectionate way, Lauda is a loser, and I just love him for that.
I mean, he gets a good ending.
Absolutely. Alright, up next is Liliku Kadoka Lipati, aka one of the Earth House girls. We see actually a decent bit of her. She's like part of like the more primary group of Earth characters. Like if I were to separate out like these characters, I would probably say she's higher tier than some of the others. Like, I feel like some don't get any lines or don't even get face shots directly on them. Like we have Sleepy Joe here later, who doesn't really show up much, but he just looks cool.
Literally all of the Earth House people have lines and get face shots. Not one
I feel
of them
some of them
doesn't.
stick out less. But I do like that she's one of the ones who kind of points out some of the trouble with some of the stuff that they're doing a lot of the times. I think she's at least an observant character, and I think she was interesting.
All right.
Yep.
Hold on. All right. Ready when you are.
Right? 3, 2, 1, go. 13 places them in B tier.
Oh, sorry, my thing is zooming all
Getting in
around.
between Feng and Guston, how could they?
My opinion is, come on, start moving around. There we go. She is like a point of reference character. She's also the one I mentioned at the wrap up thing before that goes to France, obviously. But she was also the very first character I mentioned. It was like, oh, I appreciate how they're doing body diversity and that everybody wasn't just a skinny person. Like,
Yeah.
I watched Gundam 00 and I can't remember anybody that's overweight.
Yeah, if we're taking a look at just like all of the characters in this show, like there's I'd say like 1 out of 6 characters is actually like a thick body type, and we do have like a diversity of like different profiles going on. People who are different ages, heights, sizes, widths. It's all very interesting. And
Ethnicities
actually, yeah, and ethnicities. It makes the show like a lot more interesting to look at, I think.
and hair colors.
hmm I mean, that just comes from being anime, honestly.
I don't know.
That's like the default way you distinguish characters in an anime. It's just like, well, they all have about the same face here because we're literally just drawing the biggest eyes possible. So, 2 different hair colors.
Name one character in Gundam 00 with pink hair.
Let's see.
That's not an innovator.
Damn it, you really make it hard, huh?
You can't pick the inhuman people. They don't count.
Damn it. No, I'm thinking of one, I just can't remember the name. We'll come back later.
I bet you're thinking of an innovator.
Maybe, we'll see. Or maybe I'm just thinking of cockpit color. Who knows? Alright, you got this one. All yours.
Machei Gao. He's one of the Dawn of Fold people, and I bet you don't remember which one. I bet you're thinking right now, this guy's in charge.
Oh, maybe they are. Maybe they aren't Theta. But this is for you to discuss to people. I'm not supposed to influence you with my opinion.
Oh, you couldn't possibly. I'm
Oh,
ready, are you?
I have to stay fair. We have a bit going on.
No, I'm saying you couldn't possibly. I wasn't telling you to talk. Oh, I am now. I'm telling you to say the words 1, 2, and 3 in that order, probably. No,
All
actually,
right.
reverse order.
Well, let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
I don't know why you're not willing to go down to 1.
I know, at this point, I think it's funny.
You did before. There's a 2 up here.
There we go. So, unfortunately, the entirety of the Dawn of Fold wasn't, unfortunately, that interesting.
No, we still have more Dawn of
At
Fold
least as
members.
characters. Yeah, we still have more to go, but all the bit characters is what I mean. So, who do we got up next? It is Maise May. Oh, look at that happy face. Isn't she happy?
She always was. She's the one
I
that's
think.
always messing around with stuffed animals.
Oh yeah, I think. Yeah, that would make her one of the Shaddiq girls, right?
You didn't even know that. I already spoiled you.
I was pretty confident of it, and you just confirmed because I remember the stuffed animal pile, and of course, didn't we have Sophie interact with her at all? I don't think she got the chance, did she?
Probably. Probably not on screen, though.
I don't think I have any feelings or opinions on her. What do you think?
I think I'll know after I hear the number 1 said.
1. All right, go ahead and give me your thesis here.
Thesis? Oh, I wasn't ready for college admissions.
I need a 3-page essay. Go.
She is the other half of the happy ending of the Shaddiq girls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that from earlier. I wanted you to be the one to say that.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Sorry, there's no way I can say anything like that and have it be seen as true. So.
Yeah, I know. But, yeah. No, she's the other half of the I've basically said everything about her. She's one of the Shaddiq girls. She's the one that lays around with stuffed animals in season 1. And she's the other half of the happy ending that we already got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so cute character design, but again, just kind of sitting at average. So let's go ahead and see who we got next. We got Martin Upmount. Oh man, it's a shame how they just killed Martin at the end of season 1 there, because Nori wanted to keep her secrets.
That's right, he gets stabbed with a knife, doesn't he?
Actually,
this is how in I am on the bullshit that goes on between us, is that I wasted that much memory up here for 6 months, right? For over 6 months now.
Mm-hmm.
That's been sitting in here that you thought he was going to get stabbed. You know how much else is sitting up here? That you've also
more.
put down in a web that he was dead. No matter how much I said, don't. He's not dead.
But no, Martin is the head of Earth House for as much as that counts for. But he definitely shows off a whole lot of personality throughout, and he's actually the instrumental figure in figuring out what happens in Nori's plotline. He has a lot of good motivations.
Sorry, you want to try that again?
His best. Sorry, what?
So you want to try that again?
Nori?
You said something incredibly wrong. I'm just giving you an opportunity to backtrack.
He is involved in her plotline.
Whose?
Nori's.
You sure?
Yeah, isn't it? Or is it spelled differently?
Is it spelled? Yeah, it is spelled differently. I'll give you that one. You're not wrong to say that the person you're talking about.
Nika.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was different letters.
Yeah, doesn't help that there's a character whose name also starts with an N who also has the same letters in their name.
Yeah. So, yeah, no. Mard is instrumental in Nika's plotline, and they are basically... They kind of cover the duo aspect of, can Earth and space, cooperate together. And I feel that's a kind of very interesting plotline that they go through.
Despite the both of them being from Earth.
Despite Mard getting Nika arrested.
He doesn't, though. Well...
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't,
He confesses
actually.
as much later.
No, he doesn't get her arrested. What do you think happens to Nika?
She goes into hiding to avoid being arrested after Martin outs her to the space police.
So answer me this.
And that's why Earth House goes under a lot of trouble.
Answer me this. I'm about to call you by your real name, which is weird because I've never done that before.
How do you have that instinct? Go on.
I don't know. That's why it was really weird. Yeah. So tell me, if she goes into hiding to avoid being arrested, what is the one thing then she doesn't do? The answer is get arrested.
She's in jail at the end of the show.
She puts herself in jail. She turns herself in, which is what she said she would do. That's at the end of the show, though. Martin doesn't get her arrested. She goes into a hiding, so she doesn't get arrested.
I think being an active on-the-run criminal still counts regardless of the end, alright?
I think you'll find that being an active on-the-run criminal means that you didn't get arrested.
That said, I do know where I'm putting Martin. Are you ready?
Yeah, count it.
3, 2, 1, go. There we go, 15. He's all the way up there in A tier.
I know why you put him at 8 instead of where I did.
Why's that?
Because you watched him paint Cecilia's nails and get foot stuff, and you're like, you're doing that Yu-Gi-Oh thing. It should have been me.
Ah, gosh, exposed. I have a thing for bottoms. How did you know? Anyway, good luck. Master Elin, the very opposite
not
character.
gonna get clipped forever.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm doing it. Master Elin, the very exact opposite, the top of the show. You know what? I want you to actually take this one first. I want to just hear what you have to say.
Okay.
I know where I'm putting him already.
I think I've said this already, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, hold on. I had to put that in there. Yeah, he's the War Games thing. The only winning move is not to play. I've spent multiple times that he's also as prophetic as the fortune teller girl is.
Yeah, it's kind of uncanny how much he just kind of just makes a whole bunch of guesses and they're all right.
God, I don't know what I'm gonna put him at though.
I know where I'm putting him at and why.
See, I don't know exactly how you're doing this, but I'm usually going from, okay, on the spectrum where they add as a character, are they well defined as a character or are they not? That starts me off. Do I put them at a 5 or not? And then I go by influence on the show. Did they influence enough stuff on the show? If so, increase. If not, decrease. And then it's what my personal opinion is the last thing I enter in.
I'm shooting from the hip.
Yeah, so hold on. Because I know...
But also, the best joke here would be if he ended up with a higher score than Martin, so that our top was on top.
That's not affecting me at all. Oh, what did I say? Where is he? How is he characterized as a character? How is he affect the show at all? But then how do I feel about him? Okay. I'm ready.
Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. I was thinking 7, but honestly, he's only at 6 for me because he is underutilized.
I went 7 because I like him. I like the concept of the puppet master who just sits in the back and does absolutely nothing, to the point where an audience member might get angry that why the fuck is this guy here? It's like, the Xanatos Gambit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes you actually need a Xanatos. Not a guy who does, here's my plan all along, but more I'll win. At least fuck off. Just keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Master Elin's best point is that he actually wins at the end, just outright. And also just completely dunks on the PL CEOs on his way out, which is great. That's probably why he's so high instead of lower. But hey, at least he was fun for what we got, but again, wish we had more.
I mean, if you really need to figure it out, also remember that Elin 5 basically shares most of his traits.
Yeah. So he probably would have done the same thing in a lot of situations. Blending characters isn't something we're not exactly doing here. Otherwise, we put all the Elins together as a group.
We did. Well, we separated by a Belmeria, but that was it.
Oh, that's funny, actually.
Wait. Did actual Elin outrank the other Elins? No. Okay, I forgot where they were.
No, he's lower than the other Elins.
Yeah.
Alright, which leads us to Miorine Rembran. The second protagonist of the show, second female lead. She is a fun character throughout. She's bossy. She's constantly upset at everybody. She's spends a lot of time just thinking, doing business. But of course, the reason why we're here is because of her relation with Suletta and how she reacts to that, the things she goes through, and how she basically carries a lot of that drama. She's an amazing character. Really liked everything I saw. And I know where she's going. What do you want to add? 3, 2, 1, go. Right at the top, baby.
Right, but a 19 and not a 20.
Ah, no, shame. How could you? Why did you take away the 1 point from Miorine, Theta? How could she have been better?
Hold on. Let me move these people around. Because she, unlike Suletta, was not, like, on screen for all the shit that she does sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she makes a plan to take away the holder position from Suletta,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't see that happen. I think we were on board with all of Suletta's, like, angst, and not angst. What would you call it? All the depression and shit that she
Depression,
goes through.
anxiety.
Yeah, whereas we only got flashes of Miorne's. Miorine is a very strong character, and a very emotional tie to her, and everything else. It's just that I feel like the big hits of her partner weren't on display. Like, if we had more time, I'm sure we would have spent that time with her. But we spent more time, obviously, with the main character, and not the secondary main character.
I'm fine with what you're saying. I agree. Makes perfect sense. But if I were to just like take it out of context, the thing that sticks out to me is like you asking to see more like Star Wars trade negotiation scenes or something. What more would she actually get if she got that?
You remember
time?
when you used to run tabletop games for us, and I would try to do trade negotiations, and you would try to speed us through it? You're the one who doesn't like that stuff, Griff, not me.
Exactly. There we go. So that's the difference of our opinion here. All right. So, up next we have Naji Gior Hija, the actual leader of Dawn of Fold.
Oh, so you do know who that is.
That's right. He is actually featured. Early on, he's the one that gets called by Shaddiq. He goes out into space, and he's part of the attack group. I think we do get at least like a good impression of his personality. He does a plan, pulls it off, more or less succeeds. He doesn't like get the full kill on Delling, which was the plan, but he kills Jeturk. Or rather,
something
Jeturk
inside of me that every time I love just pointing these things out. He more or less succeeds. He doesn't kill Delling, which was the plan, though. It's just like, so he didn't succeed then.
I know, this is what I was going to say. Delling isn't dead, but he literally gets put into a coma for how much was the gap?
Wait, no, not 3 years. I don't remember how long the gap is between seasons. It was a time. Like a couple weeks?
More than a couple of weeks, I think.
No, because remember, they're kept Prospera, the Earth House people. No, not all of them, though.
Yeah, that's after the season starts.
No, that's during the season start. They all got held there for a couple of weeks for questioning.
Mm-hmm. Right, so he's basically out of commission for more or less a month after that, then.
But what I was...
And only appears at the very end in a wheelchair.
No, he's not in a wheelchair. What are you talking about?
He gets rolled out into a chair to get onto the monitor to call Sal and tell them he wants an emergency meeting.
Who are you talking about right now?
Jalil Rembran.
I'm talking about the character we're looking at.
Yeah, and I'm telling you,
why are we still talking about Delling?
Because
we've already done
fun of me saying that he's effective.
No, I'm making fun of look, if you were like my underling in something, and I was like, go kill this man, and you came back, and I'm like, how'd it go?
He fell off the cliff, you know? I didn't look for the body, but he's gotta be dead.
You come back and you say, I was pretty much successful, so he's dead then? No, but...
But I got you something on the way back as a treat.
Literally, that's what I'm saying, is I would be Robotnik, and you would be one of my stooge robots.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no, we succeeded, boss.
Alright, so I know where he's going, I know what I'm thinking. Ready?
Count it.
3, 2, 1, go. There you go, you put him even higher up, that puts him at 14. He is high B.
Yeah, because he is basically a background character, almost, but he is effective at what he does in that he organizes Sophie and Noria. That he also organizes an evacuation. Like, you only talk about when he's killing people, but he is a pretty good leader of, like, the group movement and the civilians around him.
I think pointing out that he organizes Sophie and Noria is actually a really good point in his favor, because Sophie is not controllable. That he manages it at all is actually a feat in itself. So up next, Nivola. Hey, so we've already spent enough words about the Peel CEOs. You want to just put the numbers in?
Are you sure? You want to tell me what their specific personality trait is?
They are the more thinking one as compared to Nugent, who is actually the more talky one.
Sure.
Nugent is the one who is leading the group most of the time and doing their spiels. Nivola is kind of there, doing a little bit more of the thought processing. She's support. So the two tall ones here, Nivola, I'm still going to go ahead and give a number. Ready?
Yeah, count it.
3, 2, 1, go. There we go, at 6. We're going to group them all up and we're going to put them all in order.
In order of what?
In order.
In order of what?
Order.
Of what?
Up next is Nika Nanaura.
What do you know about her? Now that we've already covered that her name isn't Nora.
I mean, it's really cool that she stabbed Martin like that, you know. But more seriously, I found her little story intriguing. She's basically kind of acting as like a liaison, a double agent, a spy, but she's also like has a personality that isn't entirely fit for like all the things she needs to do, and her failing of confidence, her confrontation with Sophie and Noria is interesting, and it's a good development. And then she goes to jail.
So she puts
What do you
herself
got?
in jail. You might
Goes
recall
to
that
jail.
specifically, like Martin didn't put her in jail or anything. That'd be an
Did
insane
not
thing
did
to
not have
say.
a get out of jail free card.
Well, she could have. She could have just not gone to jail.
Still not facing trial for stabbing Martin though.
Nope. Count it.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, she's ended up pretty high tier. That is 17. She is
Yeah, as
top of
you
8 tier.
said. Here, you move her while I talk. You,
Okay.
as you said, she does a lot of shit, and then she also has, like, the whole paying the price, like the fan base. A lot of people didn't like her at the time, because she's basically like the rat.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
at the same time, she kind of pays the price for all of that shit by, like, I don't know, having her arm broken, and then somebody kicking her broken arm, and then being forced into hiding, and then having to go to jail later.
She suffers a lot for everything that she does and has a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah, but she's also, like, good intentions.
Hmm. Right. She just wants Earth and space to get along. Unfortunately, it just doesn't happen.
Nope.
Speaking of, hey, it's the other character whose name I like keep messing up all the time. It's Norea Du Noc, the first of the pair of the Gundam sisters from Dawn of Old. Nobody else is running a Gundam in Dawn of Old, just them.
I mean, they're, like, I don't want to say they're not sisters, but they're not really sisters.
They are arranged in a character relationship reminiscent of sisters as proxy of them both having basically no family and lots of trauma.
Yeah, except if you remember, Sophie says that she doesn't really have any family except her stuffed animals. She herself doesn't consider Noria her sister.
That's fair.
The
That's
only
fair.
person that Sophie said was her sister was Suletta.
Hmm. Which is also a little crazy, but let's talk about Noria.
Big sis Suletta.
So she is the more stoic of the pair. She keeps herself very flat and even. She clearly hates everything. She has like a notebook full of depressive drawings of everything she hates, things like that.
What? No.
She's like drawing skulls and flies when she's talking about
She's
the
drawing butterflies and scenic locations
and skulls and flies.
and
Or okay,
butterflies.
or let's put it into a different way. She has a notebook which she expresses more of her feelings into, and she eventually starts lashing out after the death of Sophie, and of course, once finally confronted by Elon 5, who, one, is a manipulator, two, uh, definitely knows how to get under people's skin by being a sassy bastard, and three, is exactly like her. A, what do they say? Enhanced person created for the task. So Eventually, we do get, of course, our episode where they are together and she dies, and uh, that was just a great set of moments between them, just like trying to go over like whether or not they value themselves or each other. And that kind of like really shot her up in the rankings here, I think. So, I know where I want to put her.
Got it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Why so high?
I really liked it. Hey, if there's a pair of characters, I like them both.
So which is the pair?
Heika, you know what? It could be both. She has a pair of pairs.
I appreciate you were about to mock me and then realized, no, wait, that's probably a point there.
This one character represented by the fact that they just pair up with everyone. The whole horse of the Gundam series.
It's like you said, it's a pair. I'm gonna vote for both of them. It's like, what pair? It's like Sophie, Noria, or are you going Noria Elin? It's That's why I said it. Like, you're about to mock me, but there's literally another pair.
So what have you got to add on to this?
Yeah, no, I mean I appreciated the Elin stuff, like holding hands. You wouldn't understand Nika stuff, but otherwise she's been like a depressing, dark, sullen person before Sophie died. It's only after Sophie died that she gets picked up more. And even during the midst of that, she's just a psycho attack person. During that. So she really only got like 2 or 3 redeeming moments, which doesn't make her stronger than parts of her pair, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's nowhere near a 9 for me.
That's fair, that's fair. But of course I also like the psychos, so. Up next we have Nugan, another Peel CEO. Theta, you want to just go ahead and put down CEO numbers?
Yeah, let's count it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Why did you go 5 on Nugan?
Why'd you go 6?
Because they're better than an average character. Well,
And
I
that's
mean,
what I
just like,
thought.
why would you go so low on all the other ones, but suddenly go jump up with Nugan?
Because she is literally the best of the Peel CEOs.
Yeah, she's the one with voice lines.
She's the literal face of their group.
You're claiming the other one talked, and no, Nugan is the only one that talks. When the episode that we got to the ball, the whole business thing, she's the one talking on stage. At the end, when they find out that all their shit's been sold, she's the one cursing at Miorine. She's the only one that talks.
When we're done here, I'm going to hunt down a quote from Gonira and prove that she opens her mouth and says stuff. That's all I'm going to say.
You seem to think that that's like some sort of threat. I spent a lot of time trying to talk to you, Griff. If being wrong is the only way to get you to respond to me, then so be it.
Alright. Well, who we got next?
Nuno Kargin, the first character you ever forgot.
That's right. He's part of Earth House. What do you got?
That he is a gambler. He also pays attention to the news, and he knows a lot of odds.
There you go. Describe a character without describing what they look like or what they do in the plot. Perfect.
He also wears a beanie.
Right. So I am ready with a number. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Why so low?
I feel like he doesn't contribute. He could literally disappear. The Earth House is the same.
He helps fix Ariel when Ariel gets destroyed in episode 23. He also helps fund Earth House during its business days by accumulating the odds. And he also gambles some of that money.
It really just sounds like he has exactly one personality trait.
He's a good mechanic. Again, he fixed Ariel, and Ariel is like the height of technology. Not fixed. He makes sure that Ariel's drives work.
There you go. And up next, who we got?
Ojelo Gabel. Sorry, blah. Oh, I never know how to say his name right. Ojelo Gabel.
Yep. If I recall right, Earth House, and he also gambles, but he always loses.
I don't know about the losing part.
I remember that being at least a key feature of at least a couple scenes with him.
Maybe.
What do you got to say about him?
I'll say it after we do the count.
Sure. Why not?
Because it would take more time to argue about it?
Sure. 3, 2, 1, go.
God damn it, Griff.
There we go. Puts him at a solid 10 up in C tier.
Because they had a massive argument with one another. They're a very important background character. Also, he helped Nuno to fix the aerial. He's a very important character. I can't believe you've separated them by tears.
That's right. I'm separating out Earth House. They will be divided. All right. Up next on our list is Olcott. Olcott, another member of the Dawn of Fold, leader down there. While Ghoul is being captured, he's the one who specifically is holding him hostage. Thinks he can get something out of him, and then basically kind of gives up on that after everyone dies.
Well, he's not the leader down there.
I guess he's the leader of that specific area or segment or small group. He's the one protecting the refugees. He seems to be the one who is trying to give the other ones orders. So he is the highest ranking member who was there during that episode.
No, because he reports to somebody during that episode.
Off screen?
No, on screen. I'm not being sarcastic.
I mean, the other character is off screen, i.e., they aren't there at the location. They aren't involved in the episode.
I mean, they literally appear on screen.
Oh, okay. Well, still, he's the one who is in charge of the forces that are there.
They appear on screen, and Feng is dead. It's just two things to get through.
All right. But he kind of ties into Ghoul's redemption arc here. And they confide in each other a bit and come to like an agreement. I think it's probably like the best visualization the show has of the like Earthians and Spacians getting along after a whole bunch of tragedy.
Well, I mean, they don't even come to an agreement though.
Olcott basically just kind of agrees, like, no, you can just go. You helped out enough.
He doesn't even say that. He says, "I'm not your dad." That's all he says. It's not an agreement. If you're fucking around and I walk past you and say, "I'm not your dad."
Perhaps different words. They agree to not be enemies and try to kill each other.
Once again, I'm just saying it's not an agreement. If
I
do
not kill each other and peacefully part ways. Come on, you're splitting hairs.
I walk past you and I don't punch you in the face, it's not that we have an agreement. That's just I didn't do it.
I still know where I'm putting him. Ready?
Yeah, just count it.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, you got anything to add?
Why not? Why did we just disagree on everything and agree on the score?
But we didn't make an agreement, Theta.
No, we didn't. Well, we did. We actually have. We've made many agreements. Not on this. The continued existence of the channel depends on all of those agreements.
There we go. And now he's up there at A tier. Up next is Petra Itta, who is one of the Jeturk House girls. And I believe, if I'm correct, she's the one who gets crushed during Noria's attack, loses her legs, and then gets special ones at the end from Gundam. All that checking out? Or is that a different character?
Well, no, it's the right character, but you're still wrong, because I'm splitting hairs.
Alright, tell me how I'm wrong.
She doesn't get special legs from Gundam. She's about to, but she hasn't yet. She's just got prosthetic legs. I think you'll find, remember, we went through like a whole season 1 of them testing the prosthetic legs at Gundam. They can run and everything by themselves.
Yeah, and at the end of season 2, she's wearing them.
No, she's wearing prosthetic legs and using a crutch.
The prosthetic Gundam legs, yes, exactly.
No, I think you'll find that not all prosthetic legs in the market are Gundam. Other options do exist.
I do like when we get her at her lowest point, where they're under attack, she's running around with Suletta, they're both trying to save people, and she just gets caught up and stuff.
No, she throws out as many death flags as she possibly could in like a minute.
They owe me a date, I'm gonna get them.
This is what I was doing before all this bad shit happened. What are you gonna do after? Hey, you should think you're not gonna die here, because then you might not die. Hey, he better give me a date after this. It's every death flag you could think of in a building collapse scenario.
I like the character design of her personality, where she definitely gives off mean girl vibes at all points. But when she ends up talking to Suletta, when Suletta is just like completely down, she's genuinely trying to be a nice person.
Yeah, during the classroom.
Yeah. So when the chips are down, it's like, oh yeah, no, the mean girl thing was just an act. Welcome to high school. So, I think I know where I want to put her.
Count it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. We're putting her all the way up there. 17, top of A tier.
Hold on, we gotta move these people up. Every time I zoom out, my camera goes wild.
Oh yeah, here. I'll help out. You do that, you move her up into place. Never mind, you already did it.
Yeah, you can tell my camera's going wild. I'm already way out here. At like
We got a
four.
space invaders. They're just going up and up.
Well, I think it's whenever my camera hits the edge of the map that I've laid this out in. I just zoom somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Where is 17? You didn't open up the spot like you said you would.
Oh, well, I was planning to move stuff, and then you moved the thing I was going to move. So there we go. She's up there now.
I also appreciate when we both try to move the same person at the same time. I can see the ghost one moving as I'm already clicking and holding.
There you go.
Oh, wait.
All right.
What did you do with Belmeria?
What did I do with her? She's fine.
No, she's not on the page. She's somewhere above Lauda.
Yeah, she's right above Master Elin right now. And next to Elin, and underneath Lauda.
I can't even touch her. No, she's like, no, there she is. You must have been visible somewhere on your screen where she wasn't on mine. All I saw was
Welcome to Roll20, everybody. It is a fantastic tool with no glitches.
Anyway, Phillip Koo.
Yeah, why don't you take this one away?
Done.
Alright, you ready?
Only one person has gotten a 1 from you. For no reason.
Well, because you made me hate him.
Yeah, everybody else. Oh, is that the reason why?
Exactly. I told you, that was my criteria.
Insanity.
I'm gonna be real, though. I'm not sure there's anyone I would really give a 1 to in this show.
Anyone I don't remember gets a 1.
Yeah.
That's where my 1s are coming from.
Yeah, my bottom of the scale is just arranged ever so slightly differently. It's okay, though. But we got Prospera up next. Why don't you take this one away, too? Easy one.
Yeah, sure.
Easy one. Where else is she gonna go?
Original name, Elnora. Also, used to be a redhead until, I guess, all of that permit overuse took over her hair color.
Drains your hair. Yeah, makes sense.
I think you find, actually, that the more backstory they have, the harder it is to describe them. It launches into a 21-year revenge story that, at some point, actually becomes a 21-year redemption story? I mean, what do you call the kind of story that she's doing for Aerie?
Because
she turns...
I would call it resurrection. She's trying to revive her dead child.
I don't think that's a type of story. I guess maybe it's the greatest story ever told as far.
Get your child back. Yeah, that's true. It's a story.
No, yeah, it's the Bible. But but yeah, no, I mean, because she turns away from vengeance. She doesn't actively go after Deli, even though she even says that to Miorine. And she actively turns to trying to bring her daughter back instead.
Right. She spends 21 years building the Death Star with the wife of the husband who issued the order to kill everyone she cares about that haunts her in her sleep. And she's just like, no, it's okay. Let's just end war. It's okay.
Well, I mean, it's not just with the wife. Like, Delling shows up, knows about it, is funding it. It's like...
Yeah, they're talking face to face. They're good partners. Delling's just like, yeah, no, this is fine.
So much shit that still needs to be shown on air. That's all I'm saying.
She is the peak of the conspiracy. She is the antagonist of the show. She is Suletta's mother. She manipulates everyone like a master, and she is completely unhinged when she explains her plans. Every moment of her is an absolute joy on this show. So I'm ready with my number. What about you?
Count it.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, where else is she gonna go? Top tier right there. Our first 20.
Oh, come on, camera. Alright. Knocking Ghoul down. Alright, next.
There. Up next, Rajan Zahi. Let me get a close-up of that. Who is he again?
You start. We score. I tell you.
I'm trying my best. He looks military. My guess is he's going to be the Sal. and he is opposing the group. There
Interesting.
is at least one character I remember, but they're actually not on this list. So where is he actually? What does he
Who's
belong
the
to?
character that you remember that's not on the list?
Uh, uh, an older, broader character who is controlling the Sal and is the one commanding it to fire.
Yeah, that guy.
He's the one basically instigating on the Sal side.
I mean, that guy barely was a character. I mean,
He
maybe
shows
we.
up for 30 seconds, so yeah, no, he should be on the list, but I'm like, wait a second.
I mean, he should be on the list. That's an oversight that I can no longer correct. So
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
that's fine. Last time we missed a character
So,
too, so we just
but
basically do it
but
the
let's just
same.
discuss this guy. Who is he? Where is he from? What does he do?
Well, as we said, first we put down our scores, and then
I'm gonna
I'll.
put him as a 10. You gotta tell me.
I mean, if you want to upset the balance of the universe,
Come on. Come on, Dave. Just give me some discussion here first.
I'll give you a hint. We talked about him once in the relationship between food and animation. I'll give you a second hint. We've talked about that twice. So one of the
We
times you may
did?
not be thinking of, yeah,
Other than tomatoes?
that's not part of the conversation.
I I'm not sure. That's not even a hint. That's that's messing with me in my memory.
All right, right. A secondary hint then. Milk was involved.
There's no way he was involved in the goat episode.
That wasn't an episode. That was an audio recording.
There's no
That's
way.
not even a thing that would happen in this list.
Whom
I
need to
I
know.
will correct you that no, it had nothing to do with goat's milk. As far as we know, it had nothing to do with goat's milk. It had everything to do with regular milk.
Oh wait, right. Okay, so there's the Miorine tea scene where she goes and talks to something. This guy is actually Delling's assistant and tells her about Quiet Zero.
So what you're telling me is that you did know who he was.
I needed a reminder. I'm not asking you these things because I'm gonna change my opinion on them.
I don't know
I'm
what
asking
your.
so I can have one.
I don't live in your head, Griff. I don't know what your opinion was before you do.
My opinion is he shows up once and then dies.
Not dead.
He was totally there with Delling.
What, when Guston got shot?
When Guston got shot. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I'm phasing in and out of realities again. I think I know where I would put him, so I'm ready.
Alright, count it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, fuck you.
Hey, I worked with what I got.
Yeah, even though you just told me a whole lot about him. He's been in the show since the very beginning. He's always behind Delling giving advice. He pulls a gun on Prospera. I mean, yeah, where are we at?
He's got more stuff that he does, but he's not important.
He advises Miorine on her plan of action.
Mm-hmm.
He protects Delling and Miorine up until the point where they get separated and attacked.
Even though he did the talk, I can't say I know what his personality really is.
He is he's a former soldier himself, and that's kind of like his point of view. Like when he gives the whole talk to Miorine, that's the first time we had the whole food as an aspect in the anime, because it was a whole he pours milk into his tea, and it's representative of his experience, where her tea is plain,
unclouded.
Yeah, basically that sort of thing. And then we had another one later on where it was a whole. God, I can't remember everything because that was a whole thing. It was a whole conspiracy kind of thing that I had you read out.
It's the hands of change. You look at your hands, and they could have probably done the food metaphors.
Well, I'm never gonna hear that again.
Yeah, never. No.
Although I hear he used to be watching IBO, so maybe I'll watch that. Maybe I'll like IBO better when somebody else is watching.
Oh, who knows?
Wouldn't that be
Maybe that's why people watch it here. Up next, though, is Renee Costa.
Renee Costa.
Renee Costa.
Renee Costa sounds like an action movie.
But she is one of the Shaddiq crew, and I believe she is the one during the Battle Royale, or rather, I'm sorry, the Team Deathmatch, who is basically shouting over the comms about her relationship status and someone taking her guy. Is that right?
Yeah.
There you go. I remember her for that. She actually stands out, and I remember her personality distinctly, so I know where she
She's the
goes.
#1 most popular girl at school. No wonder you remember her, Griff.
Ah, of course. I'm doing it again. I'm falling for the most popular girl in high school. How could I do this? Alright, ready?
Count it.
3, 2, 1, go. There you go. You got anything to add to that?
No, I mean, you basically named her, like, only thing. She gets in Lalik's face because Lalik decided not to go to, like, a dinner or a lunch with a guy.
Mhm.
And she's like, how dare you turn down one of my boyfriends? That sort of thing.
Just silly stuff, really. Let's see. Okay. So up next, then we have Rouji Chante,
Or
and
Rosie, or whatever.
yep, shy character keeps the Haru in front of his face at all times. Emotional support Haru, and turns out to actually be a mechanic too. He's on the dueling council, and he tries his best to not say a thing. And it's funny because he stands out more because there's fewer people on the dueling council in season 2. It just the one girl and him, and he's just constantly cowering, constantly not saying anything, and it's great. And then at the end, he starts saving the day.
I was gonna say he stands out more because there's only 2 characters in Ad Stella that
Mhm.
actively carry a Haru around with them, and one of
Mhm.
them is only in a novel.
Yep, that too. So distinctive character trait definitely helps him a lot. Uh, he almost feels like he inserts himself into the very finale of the show, but you know what? I'm fine with that. He ended up being a lot of fun.
Well, he doesn't insert himself. Cecilia inserts him into it.
Yeah. All right. I know what I'm gonna do.
Count it.
3, 2, 1, go. 13 puts him right into the middle of B.
I think, ironically, 10 is not our average. 13 is our average.
Hmm. Might be right.
Well, no, given the number of people in the 15 to 17 range, that
Yeah,
seems
our
to instantly be
curve.
not true.
Yeah, our bell curve right now is more like this, which honestly is just more indicative of the show than anything else, isn't it?
You know what? Hold on a sec. Oh, you already got rid of it. Okay, I wanted to remember where the edge of the map was.
There you go.
Well, I didn't want to accidentally drop somebody off the edge of the map, never to be seen again.
I figured we just do second row.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, but I wouldn't know where the edge is to know that we're approaching it. Yeah, 15, 16 is about. I'd say we have more 15s than anything.
Yep, exactly. Again, I think that just speaks to the fact that we really like the show.
Well, I mean, a bell curve makes sense. And we're clearly bell curving towards the higher end than the lower end.
So we have another Jeturk house girl up. I'm sorry, not a Shaddiq girl coming up next. Why don't you go ahead and introduce
Just
her?
like you, Griff, to identify a girl by the man that she's under.
Look, I
I
can't
think you'll
help it if
find
all
that
the guys have multiple girl harems. What am I
I
gonna
think you'll
do?
find, Griff, that the name of the house is Grassley, and that they're all under Grassley House, which is not even the name of the people that own it.
Look, all I'm gonna say is Shaddiq spends a lot of the show with no undershirt and his
But
jacket
all
open.
I'm saying is that Shaddiq spent a lot of time around women and now is going to a prison.
So, tell me about Sabrina.
Sabrina Fardin. Yeah, she's like the main Shaddiq girl. She's like there beside him all the time. She
Hmm.
tells all the other girls what to do. Um, yeah, she's the one that Shaddiq calls for help, or the one that mainly backs him up in the ghoul fight. Because
Yeah.
you remember they're like locked on one another, and she comes like from way above and shoots down at Ghoul to no effect. But I mean, she tries. When
Hey.
Shaddiq is trying to take over Gundarm, she's
Hmm.
there sitting at the table with him. When Nika has been beaten by Noria, it's Sabrina that Nika talks to. She's the main girl. Everyone else has like side characteristics. She's the one like, and I will help you to unite Earth and space together again. and then she helps Miorine because that storyline literally went nowhere because we didn't get enough time with these people because the
Yeah, that's
legs
the
got
important
swept
part.
out from under.
So, we're totally gonna get the side OVA of just, the Shaddiq girls going on and doing their thing. Uh, but
Well,
I
no,
know
she's
where
there
we're
with
placing her.
Miorine.
Yeah. So, I know where I'm placing her. Ready?
Got it.
3, 2, 1, go. Middle of the road, an average character in an above average
I
series.
ranked her higher last time too, and I think you attempted to do the same thing. So you rank her down. It's like, no. And then, damn it, because in this case now, her and Renee are equal, and I had her above Renee last time.
Just ever so slight difference.
God, just tell me that none of the other Shaddiq girls are above her. That's all I need. No.
Uh,
Okay.
okay. All right. Up next, though, is Sarius Zenelli. He is, of course, head of Grassley House, father of Shaddiq, Shaddiq being adopted, of course, and, as we were discussing in the other video, hates Gundams. Why? Because he hates Gundams.
Yeah.
That's it. But he doesn't want to go too far about it. He just wants to get him out of there.
Well, no, he was talking about the overreach of corporate authority. It's not that he doesn't want to go too far. He's willing to go as far as it takes. He's not willing to, as a corporate authority, kill people.
Mm-hmm.
He is not willing to do the IBO mercenary company thing that we saw in season 2 of Iron Blooded Orphans, or
Right,
what Delling does do.
he's a grounded, serious, intelligent character who wants to kind of do his thing, but do it in the right way, but he's not in charge anymore.
Yeah, because when Prospera does the false flag attack on Earth, he gets on the horn and is like, blame it on me. Blame it on me. Cut off Grassley House. Say it was our fault, and just pick back up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got like a lot of interesting characteristics underneath the surface here, and I think that's what makes him like engaging. And the fact that when Shaddiq kidnaps him, and he's just like, "Yeah, no, this is exactly what you would do, given what I taught you. Yeah, okay, this is my fault."
Well, I mean,
It's fun.
in the wrap up 3 years later, he's still taking the fall for it,
Mm-hmm.
alongside Delling, but still.
Right. Still, I think he's a good character. I know where I want to put him.
Count it.
3, 2, 1, go.
He's a real good character, slightly above average.
I think I know what I'm doing with my numbers, and this just means I have a lot of respect for him. And
Yeah, don't
maybe we
take
could have
my
gotten an episode
mocking.
about him.
Don't take my mocking as any sense to change your stuff. I just mocking you. That's all.
All right, we're doing it. Tens, tens, tens.
Well, that's when people would start hating it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's above Delling.
That's actually hilarious.
Did we?
At least they're together.
Hold on. Is Olcott in the wrong place? Yes. No? Why
Yeah, no,
is
he was.
Olcott sitting in the middle of Guston and Renee on the row below him? No,
He's.
Elin 5 is in the wrong spot, and everybody else is shifted. Or is Rouji in the wrong spot? No, Roji's in the right spot.
Yeah, I put him in between squares here specifically to make it easier to see all the names.
Yeah, which
There
means
we
we
go.
gotta be close.
Oh yeah, we're getting real
No,
close to the end here.
Yeah, okay, I'll just leave that there for a minute. Just in case.
Just in case. So, up next we have Cecilia Dote. How do you want to go with that
I
one?
would say don't, but I don't know. I don't
Right.
know.
But she is the money girl. She's on the dueling council,
What does that
and of
mean,
course,
Griff? What does that
yeah,
mean? She's the money girl.
she's the one who demonstrate that she has a lot of independent money, and when people come to her, they want stuff, and she threatens them that she'll charge them. That's what I remember from one of her last interactions there, where they come in asking if they can borrow her mobile suit, and then she goes ahead and starts talking about how much it's going to cost.
I like the concept of renting stuff out implies that you have money in your head.
I still like her personality. She definitely expresses it a whole lot. She is forceful in charge, and she's actively trying to figure out what's happening too. She just is not involved in conspiracy.
That's what you love
That
about her. Yeah.
Oh, is there something I'm forgetting here, Theta?
No, I'm sure you're not forgetting a thing, Griff.
Alright, well, I know where I want to put her, along with the rest of the characters that I like, but aren't main characters.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Count it.
ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 14, top of B.
Keep putting people in B. It's overflowing.
Hey, we might actually average out eventually.
You said top of B? Oh, B.
Uh,
Yeah, sorry. I forgot B was 12 to 14.
oh,
Yeah,
and
you.
she's over here too, yeah. There we go, what do you
I
want to
don't think
add?
you can. Yeah. You don't know what a row is. Or a column, rather. There we go.
Oh, is that what you've been doing?
Yeah, they're in a column. There's
I was just trying to separate them enough so that they were all readable.
Oh no, there's just one invisible space between them is all I mean. Because if you zoom in far enough, the names don't overlap.
Oh, okay, that's fair, that's fair.
And I'm just constantly zooming in and out with the camera.
So, what do you think?
About what?
Were you going to actually say anything about Cecilia, or just mock me about it?
I was just mocking about it. If I was going to say anything myself, I would be more her only real personality that came true. Oh, I don't know. She does a lot of shit with Martin, but that's freaky. I don't know. The time where the rumble ring happens and the school shooting and she's in charge and she's like, everyone evacuate. That's like the only take charge moment up until the very end where, you know, 'cause she's only making fun of Ghoul and everybody out the entire time.
That's the best part.
And then at the very end, she's like, hey, your shit got blown up, but I got a thing. And it's like, it's an average, but she's above average character because she's always around. She's gotten more screen time than certain characters. I can't remember who. No, she's the one. She's the one who's got 2 minutes of screen time throughout the whole show or something like that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Up next is Seto, the kid who lives, who, after the attack on the refugee camp, he actually lives through that, escapes, and then encounters Ghoul and, I'm sorry, who was our other character there? Kenanji, yes. Kenanji, and then spills the entire plot. Kenanji figures out that Shaddiq is responsible for everything because of the connection between Shaddiq and Donna Fold, and then goes back up to space to arrest them. He's responsible for basically the back half of the action.
Well, I mean, Kenanji is. Kenanji puts it together.
Yeah. He's still the one who spilled the beans. He's like this weird missing link.
He said
a
only nickname.
Because
he said a nickname nobody heard before. That's about it.
Still, I'd say cute kid.
I don't know. I don't judge kids that way.
Sure. Ready?
Down it.
3, 2, 1, go. 6. He's going to 12. Bottom of B.
I think the only hope I'd have for Seto is that he age him 30 years and he's the main character of the next show.
Hey, maybe he's just like, yeah, I remember this one time I outed my entire terrorist group. Whoops.
Well, it's more so that he went through like all these experiences and met the characters.
Up next, though, is Cethia. The other kid, Donna Fold member, there when Ghoul is captured.
I don't know if she's a Donna Fold member.
Well, she's hanging out. She's a refugee, I guess, then.
Yeah.
Like everybody else. Hanging out under the protection of Donna Fold, and she dies in the attack.
I mean, Ghoul is trying to get her to the Donna Fold transportation for the refugees. So, I mean, that makes her a corpse by the end of the episode. But
yup. The brief moments we do have with her, she expresses some interesting personality. I think she was fun while she was alive, and of course, the fact that she's dead is basically a motivating factor.
She was not fun while she was alive. She was blaming Ghoul for killing her dad, and then
I'm sorry, my definition of
her.
fun is blaming Ghoul. My bad.
Also, a lot of people try to make them related online, apparently.
Who, the Cethia and Seto?
No, Cethia and Ghoul. Like, adopted sister or something.
He's dead. So, whatever.
Yeah, clearly you don't know a lot about the internet, Griff.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll tell you this,
All
they're
right.
not drawing pictures of her dead, Griff, if that's what you think is going on.
Hey, we gotta stick to the canon, right?
Well, not
it's
while
even
there's...
funnier imagining Ghoul carrying around a corpse for the rest of the season.
Not now that there's no more Suletta Sundays. No, now we gotta stick to whatever makes us feel better about ourselves. Now that the emptiness has fulfilled our hearts and then nothing is taken over.
And the thing that makes me feel better, dead babies. So let's go
Well,
ahead and rank
Cynthia's
her.
not a baby, though.
Let's rank her anyway.
Hold
Ready?
on, hold on, hold on. Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
You found her to be completely average.
Average.
She was great
Wait.
at being a motivation for Ghoul, and it was really sad when she died because we weren't getting
Mhm.
deaths like that until later.
Oh yeah. The fact that I'm placing her at the middle in a really good series, she's still good. And of course, we're getting towards the end here. We just got a couple more to go. Shaddiq Zenelli.
5 to go.
Another one of our antagonists here, pulling the strings, doing the actions, and eventually going to jail.
Well, taking
What
the
can I
blame, too.
what can I say except when we first started learning about Shaddiq, I was like expecting a Lelouch character, someone who is very intelligent, strategically motivated, pulling everyone's strings, and basically causing all the antagonisms. I thought he was going to be huge. Unfortunately, he's ever so slightly eclipsed by Prospera.
Well, yeah, because Prospera is an adult.
Because Prospera is the world's greatest manipulator. And honestly, the fact they have a scene together is even better.
I mean, if
Um,
there was the whole adult stuff wasn't happening, yeah, then Shaddiq would be the
mhm.
mastermind. Because, I mean, it goes like, what, like Prospera, Vim, Shaddiq. Like, there's levels of manipulation going on.
Oh yeah, I
I
love
mean,
that you
one
put Shanique Vim higher. That's good, but
Well,
let's
I
be
mean, one could argue that Shaddiq caused Vim to die, so Shaddiq is clearly better. But I think Vim
oh
had his
yeah.
hand in more pies than Shaddiq
Mhm.
had.
Yeah, he's a manipulator. He shows it off well. He's got good motivations. He's got good reasons for what he's doing. He's dedicated to his own cause, and he even has emotional turmoil with the things that he does. He's fun to watch,
And he certainly knows how to sit on the edge of a table.
and he sure rocks it without a shirt.
Yeah,
So
well, it's not he's rocking without a shirt. I think he's just never learned to button up shirts exist.
it's too much effort. All right, ready?
Yeah,
3, 2, 1, go. And he gets put at 18. Bottom of S tier, right next to Lauda.
gonna piss some people off that one.
Bottom of S tier. Bottom of the
Well,
top.
no, I mean next to Lauda. That's gonna piss people off. What the fuck
I
is Lauda
can't
doing in S
imagine.
tier?
I can't imagine a worse pair though than Shaddiq and Lauda. Shaddiq, the master manipulator, and Lauda, the loser. It's literally just going to be bully Lauda hour. That's what it would be.
Lauda's a good character.
Lauda's a good character, but I love him because he's a loser.
Move these people
All
out of
right,
here so they're I can get staying closer to the table.
just a couple more. So up next we have Sophie Pulone. Or Pulone,
The
however we want to
pole
go
one.
with it. The pole one, yeah. So, yeah, worst character. Ranking 1. Yeah, there we go. Uh, no, she's a psycho character a little bit. She's, overactively pursuing Suletta on, like, this thesis that they will get along, yet also trying to kill her and everyone around her.
Big Sis Suletta.
She also cannot stand the fact that she's going to lose and pushes herself so hard until she dies. She is dedicated to what she is and what she's doing, and I think honestly hints at like what Noria ends up feeling later, which is that she's disposable and can totally just throw her life away doing this. But yet at the same time, we get her the early emotional impact of like the way she organizes her stuffed animals, the way she wants to have a family, the reason why she's doing all of this, and she ends up going from just sort of like semi-comedic villain to like absolute tragedy.
Did Vanada's Heart come out between seasons?
I think it started coming out actually, yeah.
Okay. Well, because I had that idea that Sophie might be related to some of the Vanada's Heart characters due to the whole Vanada's Heart stuffed animal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like obviously Sophie was alive when I said that. So
Hmm.
yeah, I have
So maybe it came out a
corrections.
bit later than the Sophie
I have
episodes.
corrections to what you said, but I want to say them after we score.
Okay, let's go ahead and score. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Hey, top tier. 18. Right next to Shaddiq.
She didn't kill herself, neither did Suletta, according to what you said. It was 18.
Who do you blame?
Airy.
From my understanding, or at least from the summary I was reading previously earlier today, the Airy turns off the mobile suit, and then Sophie pushes herself to try to regain control, does so for a bit, and then perishes due to the strain.
To what I saw, and what we see later, what Airy does to Elin, is that she increased the permit score on Sophie. That kills her.
Yeah.
She does it to Sophie. Sophie was trying to fight Suletta, thinking Suletta was responsible for everything that Airy's doing. That's why when she sees Airy, she finally realizes it. But Airy's also doing the candle pun, the candle point, which is what she does to Elin later on when she causes Elin's permit score to start rising. After Elin's been told, "Hey, you do this again, you're going to die." So
Yeah.
and Airy has killed many people, so I don't think Airy is free from, being seen as the possible killer here.
Yeah, I think this maybe just comes down to interpretation between you, me, guy who writes the summary, and everyone else, which, I mean, that's good stuff, right?
Yeah, guy writes the summary is no more informed than we are.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, no, I still think she was a great character, and I see that you've already put in a 10 for Suletta.
What were you gonna do, huh?
It's a surprise. Sorry, it's a 10. Do we need to say anything? Suletta is an amazing character. We absolutely love her personality. All the shy anxiety is something we vibe with. The way she like transforms herself at the end of season 2, like overcomes all these like things keeping her down, becomes like her own self-motivated person and like re-inspires Miorine and everything. She's great.
Everything about her is amazing, and I think it would be disingenuous to even imply that she's not S tier. I mean, look at her; she's right next to her mother now, and
She is also responsible for what is easily one of the most memeable scenes, which is just smashing someone to bits.
oh, the hand slap.
Absolutely. That's like gonna be infamous going forward still.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it is because even people wrote into the network because it aired during like kids' time.
Yeah, saying it's too brutal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, it was unexpected. I think it was the thing they said.
There will positively be another Gundam down the road that will 100% reference that moment.
Well, as I understand it, no Gundam is wholly original. So
Yeah,
even
exactly.
when
This
people
is
are
this is
saying,
part of the lexicon now.
yeah, when people are saying that, oh, Witchman Mercury ripped this off or ripped that off, it's like, well, yeah, but they ripped this off and they ripped that off. So,
They're the same writer. They're writing what they know. Who
well, no,
cares?
the guy who wrote this has been like a script writer on other Gundams, but like Turn A and whatnot. So again, the guy who wrote the article about Zelensky being a budding new type is the one who wrote most of old Gundam stuff. And that's what the article that you, no, the comment response that you did on a previous recording, talking about how he couldn't overcome his own depression and other stuff to write the kind of ending that Witch from Mercury got, is the reason that why this other guy could come in. And the other one, the older one, could only do something like Unicorn or something, or Seed, or I don't know. Shows that I haven't watched. I assume you haven't watched either of those on your own yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't. Yeah, you have.
I haven't seen them.
Yeah, so those two I heard on most like. And then again, I've also heard Turn A is like it, so I don't know.
At the same time, I don't think she's like any other Gundam protagonist. A lot of the other Gundam protagonist guys, I would put it to two camps. One is the stoic, and the other one is the wooby, I don't want to do the fighting anymore, give peace a chance guy. She's not either of them.
Yeah,
She is literally her own thing.
well because the characters in the show, for the most part, are personable people that you could understand, and you could drop Suletta into Bochi the Rock, right? You could drop Suletta into I mean, you can drop Suletta to nearly any show, and she works because she's not 100% tied to the Gundam. Like, Setsuna, for example, from Gundam Double O, I Am Gundam. Drop him into Bocchi the Rock, right? Drop him in.
What does he do when he's just hanging out at like a small hole in the wall bar with a music scene? What does he do?
That's what I'm saying. He
Rude.
doesn't fit anywhere where a Gundam doesn't exist.
He fits in a political framework at best. Yeah.
Suletta wants to start a school, let alone be in one playing a musical instrument, right? She fits in. I can imagine her and Rurouni Kenshin, for God's sakes. Right? Just as somebody that's like...
The red-haired gang.
No, just imagine her in like a kimono, and she's like somebody who's getting bullied, and then Rurouni has to go and help her out, right? She doesn't have to be...
Fanfiction's writing itself here, Theta.
I'm saying she doesn't have to be the protagonist of every story, but she fits in every story because she's human. I mean, she's not... I mean, she is. She's a Repli child, but I mean, she is more human than most other characters. I guess the only example would be like Lock-On from Double O. I feel like you could drop that guy anywhere, but he wouldn't be as fun to watch because he'd just be like not as fun to watch.
He'd just be a cool dude. He'd be the Fonz at some point.
He'd be a cool guy who would say cool things sometimes, but I feel like you could drop Suletta into anything and she would, I mean, not thrive, but she would make sense. She'd just be that quirky girl with nervous energy who wants to make friends. And we already know that you drop her in any situation, she's going to make a list of stuff she wants to do.
She is a good, complete character, and all of her arcs throughout the show make sense and are fun to watch. So that leads us into our last Earth House character here. Till Nis. He's got blue hair.
You've seen him with his hair down.
I've seen him with his hair down.
And you've seen him with a bowl cut.
And I've seen him sitting down at a table. And I think I've seen him eating. I don't remember what he does.
He raised Suletta's hand when they were talking about going to see Miorine.
That's cute. What does he do in Earth House?
Raises Suletta's hand?
That's his job. Official Suletta keeper. Got it.
So, dude, let's get a number in here, do a countdown, and then I'll tell you something else that you may have forgotten.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. Average.
He is introduced as the guy who doesn't talk, and the only line I remember him saying is, I said my name.
One, no wonder I don't remember him, but two, well, at least he sticks to his character.
Well, I think he said, hi, I'm Nil, hi, I'm Till, or something like that. And then they go introducing everybody, and then they go turn back to him and it says, he doesn't talk, this is Till, he doesn't talk a lot. And he goes, I said my name. And I think that's the last line I ever heard him say.
Oh, perfect character, 10 out of 10. Alright, and that brings us to our last character, the one who was not in Season 2, Vim Jeturk.
Oh yeah, he was.
No, he died before then.
Yeah, but he was in Season 2.
Wait, what, in a coffin?
No, remember he died in an explosion. I don't think there was anything to coffin, or anything to put into a coffin.
You can have a closed casket coffin and just pretend.
Well, we never saw any like burial or anything, but he was in Season 2.
But yeah, Vim was in the first episode. He's been scheming and conniving ever since. He planted a bomb on Deling's ship and only didn't explode it because Guel was not, in fact, the dueling champion anymore.
Yeah, I think a lot of alternate universe things would start off with, what if Vim succeeded? You know, because it's literally like minutes away. Like, it was like inside the same minute that Guel lost the duel as the bomb was supposed to go off. So it's like, what if Suletta was late for school? And all of a sudden, Vim knows about Quiet Zero because he's in charge of the Benner group. Guel's getting married to Miorine.
Vim Prospera Quiet Zero plan. Let's go.
Yeah, it's like, what would Vim do knowing about Quiet Zero? And you gotta remember, Vim also tried to blackmail Prospera twice. And she blackmails him once back. And it's like...
It's just such a fun game between the two of them. And I loved like their initial exchange back in back at the big Benerit group meeting where Prospera's like on stage, the two are literally giving each other glances. They are antagonistic to each other, but they understand exactly what's going on and how they need to bully everyone else. It is so good.
As I'm saying, Vim is like the most complicated of characters. He's the most interesting at the very least. And the fact you don't remember he was in season 2 is
He died in season 1. Where was he in season 2?
Episode 23.
What happened?
Well, for one thing, Lauda gets in the Schwartz to attack Guel and not the Darabalde, but the Delancia? The Delancia, that's right.
Yeah.
See, I'm so into it now, I'm starting to remember Gundam names.
Wow.
You know, it's a good thing. I always suggested maybe we should rank Gundams too, but like not series. But I mean, there's not that many.
It
Gundams.
wouldn't be too serious for this one. Let's be honest.
But yeah, no. Do you still not remember?
No, where? What happened?
Lauda charges at Guel with sword out, and Guel charges back, but Guel deactivates his sword at the last minute. Stop me when you remember. Okay, Lauda stabs Guel's mech, but instead of attacking him with the blade, Guel goes in for a hug with the Gundam. Not yet? Still nothing?
No?
Then we go to a flashback with Vim introducing
the
Lauda.
flashback. Yeah, that's cheating. That's cheating.
That's not cheating. He was fucking in season 2.
That was not a Jeturk scene. He's just standing there.
It was literally a Jeturk scene.
Relationship flashback.
The only people in the scene were Jeturk. There was 3 of them, and one of them's name was Vim. What are you gonna say? Because the voice actor didn't get paid for that episode, Vim wasn't in it? No, fuck you. Vim was in it. Look, all I'll say is that Iroh died a long time before his last character appearance in Avatar: The Last Avatar, whatever the fuck I just said. And
Avatar: The Last Avatar.
Doesn't mean that Iroh wasn't in the episodes after the voice actor died. So Vim was in episode 23, season 2.
Still, I love the character. I know where I'm putting him. Theta, are you ready?
The dude has so much riz, he had 2 wives for a minute.
Last one. 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect. 10 out of 10. It's a Jeturk sweep at the last moment. Eclipsing Prospera and Suletta. It's Vim Jeturk.
I mean, it should surprise no one. I put him on S tier. He was like the first character we did in the first season, and people was like, "Oh man, they put Vim at S tier. Stop watching." I also like all 3 Jeturks are in S tier.
Oh gosh, they sure are, aren't they?
Well, I mean, Lauda Neill doesn't have the Jeturk name, but he's technically
he's totally a Jeturk. Come on.
Yeah, and all the Mercuries are in S tier.
But here they are, right here at the top.
Let's see, do we do the thing again where all the parents are at least A tier and above?
Good question. Who are we missing? Anyone who's down here?
Where's Belmeria? Yep, still A tier. Sarius A tier. Dilling A tier. We've kind of followed the same thing. A tier.
Yeah, I almost forgot that there was like a big parent-child like 3-part comparison between all the families. And then that just kind of like doesn't matter after season 1, but I mean, they're still all great characters.
Well, I mean, Sarius doesn't. I guess he does. Does he?
Sarius to Shaddiq, Guel.
No. Does Sarius ever talk to Shaddiq after season 2 or during season 2? Is what I meant to say.
Yes.
I don't think he does.
I swear there's at least one scene.
Well, you also swear that Feng is dead. I mean, Feng's alive, is what you swear.
Hey, I mean, I also swore Martin was dead, so...
Yeah, but I mean, you currently are swearing that Feng is alive.
And I'm swearing that Golnera talked.
Well, I can assure you that didn't happen.
So still, that's our character roster here. We got A to F here, or S to F. And honestly,
S to F sounds like a sex move. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And honestly, given the curve of characters we have here, I think it just kind of shows real good. Lots of great characters, and that's why we loved it.
Show good. Much more, please.
Yes. Please, sir, can I have some more?
Please, like a series though, not like just an OVA. I mean, we
We're gonna
got
get a short.
well, we're still doing the bonus chapters, and we're still doing the manga at the very least. So that's still bi-monthly releases of which for Mercury. So we're
Yep.
not completely like left hanging on the vine until those end, in which case I don't know, slit wrists or whatever. But
And of course, coming up next, we'll go ahead and have some of our episodes ranked as well. Figure out which ones are our favorite, and we'll talk about those too. So, but that's gonna be it for right now. This has been Stoneface Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. See you around.